Liam Ramos' family asylum was denied, a judge opened Whipple to the clergy, and an immigration appeals board was reshaped. All this on your Minnesota Ice Daily News Update. Hi everybody, welcome to Top News, your daily refresher reel on the Minnesota Ice situation, 4 reasons to hope the tide is turning, and 2 national news stories you may have missed. Now these are just the headlines, so if you want sources or more information, check out my Substack or my daily Facebook posts. I took yesterday off, so today is March 21st, 2026, and here's what happened Thursday and Friday in Minnesota. An immigration judge denied 5-year-old Liam Ramos and his family asylum on Thursday, which is not great news, but they're appealing, and now deportation to Ecuador is a real risk. Minnesota schools are still reporting surge fallout, missed attendance, slipping grades, and especially mental health strain, while a Senate school protections bill advanced, but the House one did not. Disability services, group homes, elder care, and child care providers say the surge and fraud rhetoric made hiring even harder for an industry that already relied on immigrant and refugee workers. And NPR reported that Hamlin University and surrounding neighborhoods are still processing fear and disruption weeks after the loudest enforcement days, with students and staff saying that it hasn't really passed. Well, that's it for your rapid fire stories. Here are some reasons to hope. A federal judge ordered DHS to allow in-person pastoral visits at the Whipple building after faith groups and detainees were both being blocked from Lent and Ramadan ministry. The John F. Kennedy Library Foundation announced that Minneapolis residents will receive the 2026 Profile and Courage Award for surge-era civic action, like peaceful protests, documenting enforcement, warning neighbors, and defending families. And federal officials decided not to charge Aaliyah Raymond, that's the woman who was arrested outside of a protest for just trying to get to her doctor, and then was later arrested for being a guest at the State of the Union and standing silently. Her attorney says she shouldn't have been arrested in the first place. I agree. And finally, a story about Amigos One Stop in South Minneapolis that switched to deliveries during the surge for neighbors who are afraid to go outside. And unfortunately, they said that revenue dropped 50 to 60% during the enforcement, and sometimes they just didn't charge customers who couldn't pay. They definitely deserve your business after that. Well, that was your reasons to hope. Here are some national news stories you may have missed. NPR reported that the Board of Immigration Appeals was cut from 28 members down to 15, and filled with appointees that ruled for the government far more often than they didn't, meaning families like Liam's are appealing into a tougher system now. And finally, federal judges are warning publicly about escalating intimidation, threats, harassment, message deliveries to homes, linked to rulings on Trump-era policies, including immigration. I want to leave you with something good. Louise Erdrich wrote, "Here I am where I ought to be. Some days aren't elegant. They're spam days. No, not the emails, the food that we eat. Plain, packed tight, and built to keep. So we hold the line for neighbors, truth, and people getting squeezed. Because in Minnesota, we know how to keep what matters." If you want any more information on these stories, check out my Substack or my Facebook post. But as always, I'm Sean Snow, and that was your Top News.